Hi, everyone, and thanks for being here. I'm Peter Velikin, Chief Marketing Officer of Ceipal.
Venkat Mantha. I'm President of Indotronix International. We are a staffing firm.
I want to say a huge thank you for Venkat for being here to tell his story, how Indotronix leveraged Ceipal's artificial intelligence to grow by 2x. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that ASA requested that we invite the customer here so I can have a smart guy like Venkat here on the stage with me. So any tough questions, please direct to him, and I can be here just for the looks. So a quick overview about Ceipal. Ceipal is an AI-powered platform that manages the full life cycle of the talent acquisition process. So what does that mean? We have capabilities and modules that help you with every stage of the recruiting process. From sourcing talent and curating talent, there is a CRM that's tailored for staffing and recruiting with capabilities for both clients and consultants. We have one of the industry leading applicant tracking systems with arguably the most advanced technology and capabilities, an all-in-one workforce management system, and an advanced business analytics module. Ceipal is headquartered in Rochester, New York. We have over 2,000 customers and over 120,000 recruiters are using Ceipal daily. Artificial intelligence has been this buzzword that has been around the industry for many years. It's always been this technology that was about to change the way we work, but it was just about a year away. So what happened actually last year is that certain practical applications of AI actually made it into the mainstream. And we actually have statistical data that shows that companies that adopted these technologies, it made a huge difference for them. Essentially, actually picked the winners and losers during the whole disruption in the COVID pandemic. At the beginning of 2020, together with TechServe Alliance, we launched the IT and Engineering Staffing Index. Over 130 companies participated in it, and they provided detailed data to TechServe Alliance with both financial and operating metrics. So job starts, stops, consultants on billing, and so on. But we also added questions about their technology investments. And while the data was anonymized, so we couldn't tell which firm was which, we could directly correlate their technology investments and their financial performance on a monthly basis. And once we did the correlation, it was eye-opening to see the data. So the early adopters, the companies that invested in AI, in certain technologies, significantly outperformed their competitors. So specific technologies that made a really big difference are AI-powered recruitment automation, engagement automation, marketing automation, and business process automation. Now, I don't know if either of you are interested in the full report. We actually have copies at our booth, so welcome to stop by to pick one, or you can just download it off of our website. In the next few minutes, I just will give a quick overview of what were some of the specific areas that made a difference to our clients. And then Venkat will actually tell you about Indotronix and why they made a difference and how they actually leveraged them at their firm. I'll start with recruitment automation. First, AI-powered ranking and matching had a really big impact operationally. What it enables recruiters to do is to match and rank candidates on much more data and context than just a Boolean search. So information such as, let's say that you have a Java developer. What kind of technology, what kind of software have they worked on? What's the tech stack? What's the environment? Contextual data can make a much richer decision-making tree to accurately predict the fit for a job. Now, of course, an experienced recruiter can do that as well. But given the competitive market and the time it takes to do that, that's a significant time saver and also the ability to increase the quality. Now, you also can and should tailor your harvesting engine to go and download specific resumes that you actually will match your talent needs. So you don't just do random and bulk things. And then maybe you don't have the talent in your ecosystem. So AI can actually go out and proactively search passive candidates, identify them, rank them, and bring them to you. And it is scary and impressive how much public data is out there to go and collect and make a decision and a profile about a candidate. Just one example. So for example, for developers, a lot of software developers, they check in their software in GitHub. That's a trove of information about types of software, peer reviews, quality, and so on. There's so many databases like that. They're public. Given time and given the ability of AI to have these unlimited cycles to just get data, analyze, and process, can make a huge difference. Now, you've identified your candidates. Then what? I mean, you're competing. It's scarcity of talent. It's so important to quickly go and engage them on their terms. So whether that's email, whether that's texting, whether that's voiced, whether that's getting chatbots intelligent to answer their questions, that's important. And actually, our clients, where they say that made the biggest difference for them is in the ability to cut the communication time between the client and the candidate. So there will be a question. Normally, it will take some delay. It's almost instantaneous disconnection, which greatly accelerated the cycle and actually made it a much more smooth and convenient and pleasant process for both candidates and clients. You also obviously want to personalize the campaigns or personalize the communication to the client, to the specific consultant. You also, wherever possible, want to automate the outreach. You want to again, help your consultant to automate and do it faster. Also, it's a very, very competitive market for scarce talent. Your ability to have a big megaphone quickly to distinguish your company and your job makes a difference. Having the ability to have out-of-the-box integration with job boards, mass mail, mail merge, having automated built-in email campaigns and automated outreach, social media, and other means, your brand career portals makes a huge difference. And then the other thing is business process automation. So many staffing firms that I've seen, they may be great at a certain area, but they sometimes will have this bottleneck at one stage of the process that pretty much destroys everything. And often, unfortunately, it's not always in the same place, the bottleneck. So the ability to quickly identify and visualize the process and identify these bottlenecks so they can be removed can be game-changing, especially in a competitive environment where speed is of the essence. Having the ability to pinpoint the exact bottlenecks, having these dashboards and critical KPIs makes a big difference for job function, for the executives, and then automated and scheduled reports. For me, I mean, none of these things are surprising. I think this is technology that has been coming, and in my opinion, would have naturally come over the next 10 years anyway. What I think happened during the pandemic is that this massive disruption greatly accelerated the adoption and shrunk the cycle. So now it's actually mainstream for many staffing firms. My personal opinion is I think AI will be the most consequential game changer in the next years. And those that are pragmatic and adopt it in a pragmatic way and leverage technology will be the winners. We already have seen the early data. It'll be bigger and it'll be the winners. The staffing firms that lag and they kind of do the same old, I think likely will struggle. I think at this point, I'd like to invite Venkat to actually talk and give you specifics about what made a difference for them and how they used it. Here you are, Venkat, and thanks for being here.
Thank you also. This time I don't have to sell anything, so that is something easier. I just want to mention. Okay, so this slide is essential to establish our credibility as a staffing company, right? We're a staffing company. We're about 1,000 people in the workforce. In the staffing industry analyst sends out many lists of staffing firms. In 2019, 2020, they ranked us in the 100 fastest growing staffing firms. Our model is to work on MSP programs for the Fortune 100, 500 companies, right? So we are about 35 of the Fortune 200. Those are our clients. So just to put a context around the kind of a staffing firm we are and why we use what we use to drive our recruitment processes, right? So that's what this, and Ceipal has been powering our recruitment engine for now a little over 4 years, right? So this is what happened. So switch back to March, April 2020, right? The pandemic had just hit. Two things happened for us. Number one is for all the technology roles, whether information technology or engineering side, the whole work went remote, which means the talent pool expanded dramatically. And in the case of manufacturing roles, actually, it decreased. So there was a huge amount of work the recruiters had to put in now to qualify talent for any job requisition. Where in the past we would have looked for talent within a 50-mile radius or 40-mile radius, now suddenly the entire country is at your doorstep, right? So therefore, for a recruiter, it is very, very important to start looking at talent pools availability. Second thing happened. Every crisis is an opportunity. And while the country was wondering what will happen to the markets, suddenly clients were asking us for job titles, job description for roles that never existed before the pandemic. So we had to quickly now start looking at contract tracers or roles which otherwise did not exist before the pandemic. 18 months on, today we can look back and say, hey, the staffing industry had it fantastic. The market grew dramatically, but at that time in March, it didn't look so certain. Many in the staffing industry know a phrase that we often use among the staffing suppliers: changing tires on a moving vehicle. That was the kind of a thing that we faced up with. And remember, we are in the MSP marketplace. We are not in the retail segment. So price and quality is a given, but speed and volume are critical for our success. I would say now, looking back in September of 2021, I think we seamlessly scaled up operations. We were able to pivot into new markets. And now when I think back, that in the 18 months, we have onboarded almost 3 times the number of candidates that we did before in the time period before that. Now, obviously, a lot of things contributed. One of them is technology. And I would say from that point of view, the Ceipal technology helped us scale up very well. So that is our experience and our story. Right? Any questions?
Thank you, Venkat.